So here we have all the think tank belts and also some additional harnesses that we're going to talk about a little later. So here we have the thin skin belt. This is nice and thin, just a webbing belt, great for travel, great for folding up flat and tucking in your bag. So if you don't have too many, just even 1 or 2 pouches, this is a great belt to have. If you're going longer days, or you're carrying a little bit more weight, this is our Pro Speed belt. This is what most people end up using because it's a little bit padded, so you get that support around your waist.
And this is the steroid speed belt, and we call it the steroid speed belt because it's pretty beefy. So it's for people that are carrying a lot of weight. It does have some limitations. The modular components actually go on these rails, so you can't push the pieces all the way around, but it is fully supportive.
So if you are carrying just a lot of gear or you're going all day, this is a good one to have.
Right. And all 3 of them have the same feature, which is the fact that the modular components are designed to rotate, and they have these little loops on the belt, and that's designed to either rotate or lock the components. And on the back of every component, you have a flap, and then you have this piece of plastic. And if you take this piece of plastic and you stick it in behind the webbing, like that, it actually locks it in position. So now it won't move.
Exactly. And what I like to do is keep them loose so that when you are, when you do have the belt on, you can push them all to the back, you can take your shot, you can get down low, the pouches aren't getting in the way. But then when you need to change a lens, you rotate it forward and you can access it very easily.
Right. One of the keys to comfort on a modular system, which sometimes people don't realize, is that you do need to move the components. If you have like a 70 to 200 right here, and it's there for 4 or 5 hours, well, what's going to happen is it's going to push down and you're going to feel it on the other side. So the key to using a modular system is actually moving these pieces all the time. And we have separate videos just on our modular system, but real briefly, yeah, you can move them to the back, you can lean down, take pictures, move them to the front. You just need to practice and constantly be moving these pieces around the belt.
Exactly. So some common features of these belts. One are these buckle stops. You'll see that these metal stops, so that you set them in place because if the belt starts to slip over time, this is sort of like the maximum, right? And then you might want to tighten it up real tight because you're, if you're going to be active or you need to get that belt a little bit higher. But then this buckle stop will make sure that it stays in that minimum position.
Right. What's nice about that is that you preset these, and so it's for the perfect fit when you have it on. Sometimes it needs to be a little bit tighter, so you pull it tighter, but then you can just release the buckle and it comes back right to your original position. So that's a great feature.
Exactly. Of course, we have these little elastic bands that keeps your extra webbing in place, and also big 50mm rock Lockster buckles with the Think Tank logo right there. So you just want to make sure that that is nice, that you hear that click, because oftentimes it can get caught in clothing or something like that. So big beefy buckles, but make sure that that's clicked.
Right. All of the belts do have the webbing loops, and we already explained the purpose of the loops. It's for the rotate and lock system. This one in particular, it's fully rounded on all the edges, and the purpose of that is not only to help in the rotation and lock, but when you're wearing this, if you have a t-shirt on or something light, it doesn't irritate your skin. This is just a super comfortable belt, and this is why most people end up using this one as the primary belt that they choose.
Exactly. So let's talk about some of the harnesses that we have, because when you have these belts on, when you have a lot of weight on it, you want a little bit more support, maybe something up over the shoulder in order to help keep that up, especially for all day. So this is the Pixel Racing harness, and this is a full harness that you can attach to the belt. You just wrap these little SR buckles around the belt, and you can lock them in place with the webbing loops. And so this is our most robust harness and really holds the most weight over the longest period of time. It's got nice air mesh in the back to help keep you cool, and nice little padding up on the shoulders as well.
So again, this would be for people that are using a lot of components. If you're only using 2 pouches on here, or maybe 3 and one's empty, what we always recommend is first try the belt system and keep rotating those components around. If you find it's too heavy, then you can move to one of these other options, like the Pixel Racing harness. We also have the Keep It Up strap. And the way that this works is that instead of a harness with 2 straps, here you just have One, it simply goes over your shoulder, and what you do is you connect it in the front and the back. And just the fact that you're pulling up the belt in 2 positions really helps distribute the weight. What's also nice about this particular strap is that if you want to, you can choose how much weight you put on your hips and how much you put on your shoulders. So if you want to take 30% off of your waist belt, you just tighten this up, and then, you know, so it's really a good system for doing that. And this particular Keep It Up strap also has a small pouch here, which can hold a cell phone and other items that you might need.
Memory card, wallet, something like that, something that you need very quickly, batteries.
Right.
So with this strap, it's important to position it under your largest lens because that's going to actually need the most support. So generally people will position that under the 70 to 200 2.8.
Right, the other advantage to this is that when you have it on and you want to take it off, you just pull it off your shoulder, unclip your belt, it's off.
Right.
This one, the Pixel Racing harness, provides more support because it has 2 shoulder straps, but it's harder to take off. You have to take it off more like a backpack, and then you have to put it back on like a backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little bit different.
So those are the Think Tank belts and harnesses. Again, we'll go through them. The thin skin belt, the Pro Speed belt, the Steroid Speed belt, the Pixel Racing harness,
And the Keep It Up strap.
So these are all from thinktankphoto. Make sure you look at the lens changers, the gear pouches, and the skin pouches as well to get a full education on our complete modular system. Thanks for watching.